good evening, everybody. I'm sitting here trying to get this out before the sun sets because then you won't be able to see me. If you are a new subscriber, I was going to call a name out, but that may not be appropriate. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your support and your interest. If you have subjects that you'd like me to try and get some insight on, please include them in the comments. If you have questions or an experience to share, include that there. Consider my comments section a place for you guys to interact as well, as long as it's respectful and it is benefiting of us all. Everything in love. So I got some information. If you're on board on this video, you're here for a brand new. This was a surprise to me as I'm relaying it to you. I was given some information. I found a wonderful new channel, Yolanda Marie, who seemed to activate something in me. It's like when I connected, it was a network that was always supposed to happen, and it activated something in me. I do realize and experience different aspects and different dimensions. The eighth dimensional planet Logos I've spoken about, and that's eighth dimensional Arcturian. And recently I've been informed that I am an emissary or courier of some type. I go back and forth with basically reports saying how our work is going on what we're working on as far as the design. And they apparently are going to start telling me to let you guys know some information. So this is kind of like updates. Y'all see Chewy back here? See it? There's Chewy. Okay, let's get right into it. With all this stuff going on in our globe, the third dimensional energies are thick, they're heavy, and they're harsh, and they're clinging desperately. They're in survival mode, okay? They're in wounded animal mode. These energies perceive that what's happening now is the end. The current global mobilization is creating experiences of extreme polarities. Some see death and suffering and just the end. Others, we're seeing the magic and the healing and the possibilities of the higher dimensional energies and frequencies. And then you got the ones in the middle. They're frightened, but they're not panicked. And they're paying attention to the news and what's going on in the community. But they're also getting this little tickle. Their interest is expanding. And so they're reaching out to kind of gather a little bit of data about another perspective. So those are our mid-rangers. The fifth dimensional layer, okay, you've got third dimension Earth here, fifth dimension Earth here. This is already manifested. It's like we're setting up house. You know, we just bought the property and we're building the house, okay? Well, in between, in this area in between, there's the words that I bring down are toroidal bridge. I am not a physicist. I do not know physics. Anything that I say to you is the translation of what I brought down as I understand it. Anything I say, if there is a physicist out there that can shine light on what I'm saying, please feel free. I welcome that. So you've got, fifth dimensional, third dimensional, okay? So as the fifth dimensional energies and the third dimensional energies react, they're having these extreme experiences and creating energy from those experiences, and they're kind of colliding. And when they do, it creates like a combustion, a spark. And that, in return, powers this toroidal bridge, and it spins. And it kind of draws okay? But the fifth dimensional frequency energy is starting to come up through that. So every time there's an event, this happens. And then as that energy rises, the energy from that combustion also fuels another event. So that's what is powering this toroidal bridge. So the earth is going to rise, and anyone on the earth is going to have to rise in frequency as well to go with her. What's finally going to happen is more and more fifth dimensional frequency energy is going to keep, higher frequency energy is going to keep going up and up and up. And pretty soon there's going to be this fixed energy down here that decides, for whatever reason, free will, extreme circumstance, rehabilitation, that they decide to stay in that density. As there's not enough energy anymore to make that reaction and that combustion, then that toroidal field is going to start to fade, and eventually it'll collapse in on itself. It just stops. And that is when complete fifth dimensional experience happens. There's no more coming back down third dimension. What happens to the third dimension, kind of what I see, and it's not I see a picture, I kind of see the pattern, the blueprint of it. What I see is that the third dimension just kind of shrinks and implodes in on itself. I don't really have any information other than that. So those that ascend fifth dimensional, or even higher, some may, they're not going to have any need to return to third dimension at that point. Remember that this is a thing about free will. It may not be pleasant, but they needed the extreme experience for whatever reason. They have free will. We respect free will. And I will include the links to Yolanda Marie in my description. I really urge you to check her out. Anytime I share, if I share music, a lot of times, maybe I was listening to a certain music when this came on, but I'm all about music. I love music, and so I will be sharing that as often as possible. But if I share a video, a lot of it's resource and things that I find encouraging, and people that may not see the same experience and perceptions that I have, but they are still enlightening. They are still encouraging. So they're lending this very necessary energy to the process. So I encourage you to check out anything that I do put up there. But what I really noticed when this came through, and this is my thought, not what I was told I could bring down, that the unity of this global threat that everybody feels has created this global situation. And instead of making everybody feel more separated and more dualistic, what it's done is it's shown us that this in itself is a common experience. And so then that's a connection to each other's experience. So everything that's happening, you have the polarity to experience it, both extremes or anywhere in the middle. You have control. And that's why this video was so important that I got from Yolanda Marie, because it goes right into this. So let me say again, thank you. Welcome, new subscribers. Thank you so much. It's so encouraging. If you would please share this, it's all about sharing and getting the word out. And if you would give me a like, that would be great too. I sure would appreciate it. Let's practice love and gratitude, and let's enjoy this journey. I will try to help you understand as I understand. I'm growing with you. So just remember to stay in love and gratitude and satisfaction, and go ahead and start mapping out what your new experience is going to be. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for your support. Bye, y'all.